Hey everyone, how's it going? I hope you are doing well. I'm doing incredibly well because today, not only are we talking about music, we are talking about an album review for 2025. And not only are we doing an album review for 2025, we're talking about my first album purchase that came out in 2025, January 17th to be specific. This is the seventh studio album by Toronto-based singer-songwriter The Weather Station. This is their new album, Humanhood. Show off the artwork there. This is there's some fantastic artwork in here. The CD is the CD, but some great modified photography, as it were. Who is the Weather Station? Largely, this is the project of Toronto-based, Ontario-born actress, singer-songwriter Tamara Lindum with a whole backup band. Now, I'm going to describe the music first, and then we're going to get into I'm going to talk about who's in the band, and you'll see why I need to do that. This is, yes, sophistopop, art pop. There's elements of jazz and ambient and soundscape. There's a whole lot going on, but it's certainly not a jazz album. It's certainly not, a massive orchestral. It's chamber pop. It's quieter. It's more introspective. But who's on the album? We got a whole lot of people. Production and then some synthesizers. We have Marcus Packin. We have Julian Decourt, Kieran Adams, Ben Boy, Philippe Melanson, Karen Nig, Ben Whiteley, Aaron Osnova, Sam Amadon, Jim Elkington, Tom Gill, Drew Jureke, Joseph Shabason, Christine Bougie, Joseph Lorg, and Nick Telios. It's a massive lineup for, a folk band. But like I said, there's something that comes across in the way this was recorded, and they talk about it in the liner notes, that makes a lot of sense when you think about how expansive that list of musicians was. So, like I said, it's sophistopop, chamber pop, elements of jazz and ambient and soundscape, but those are kind of the genres it's rooted in. But what they did was they recorded in 2023 the cores of these songs, the roots of these songs, kind of what you would need to call it a song, gave it to musicians and just said, improvise over top. So what you're getting is these kind of very lush and very beautiful soundscape elements layered on top of incredibly well crafted and introspective kind of indie folk songs. So you don't have that kind of free flowing, loose, where's it going to go nature of musical improvisation, but you do still get that kind of free flowing, loose, feeling that you can get from musical improvisation, in that there's an energy that's very difficult to capture, especially when you can only use your ears to perceive it, but it's certainly there. And that was what really immediately struck me with this album. That's kind of what inspired me to do this review. It's a great album, but just something about how it was produced and how it was put together really, really, really tickled me in a really nice way. The songs themselves are beautiful. The lyrics, if you kind of it's one of those albums where you still want to take out the liner notes just so you can read the lyrics. A lot of tracks I listen to nowadays, I enjoy them, especially if I'm listening to it streaming. I might not even bother to check out the lyrics if nothing really struck me, but the songs in this really got to me. I'll talk about some of those songs in a bit. The singles that were released from this, they all came out in 2024, some I think starting in October and then into December. The first single was Neon Signs. That was sort of the big hit from this album, followed up by Window, which is a fantastic song. But my favorite here, I think maybe my favorite track on the album, there's a few that come close, is the track Body Moves. And that's about halfway, a little before the halfway mark on the album. And it just struck me. The lyrics were very profound. I loved the lyrics. And just the sound, it feels like a great barometer for the album. Some of the tracks are a little quieter, more sad, I guess. Some tracks are a little more poppy, have a bit more of a pop influence or more beat. But Body Moves feels like it kind of captures all of that into one song. So if you do check out one song, if you want to know if you're going to like this album or not, try the song Body Moves. And if there's something there, try out Window and Neon Signs as well. Neon Signs, I'm not incredibly sold on, but it's definitely a good single song. I do see why it would be picked for a single. But that said, this entire album, start to finish, is beautiful. It's only 45 minutes long, well worth your time. It is out on, no, they got funding from Factor, good for them. Fat Possum, it's out on Fat Possum Records, which, would that be a Canadian label? It might be a Canadian label. Manufactured, oh no, it was manufactured in Canada. licensed by Outside Music, which is the Canadian label Fat Possum based out of Mississippi. Music. That's a great album. Check it out. If you're into, that Joni Mitchell via Florence and the Machine, via kind of a lot of the more contemporary, quiet, sparse singer-songwriters like Lindsay McAlpine or something like that, and you want to hear that kind of core blasted off into the realms of, chamber, pop, jazz, ambient singer-songwriter. Check this out. A beautiful album. My first from 2025. And just looking forward to hearing tons more from this year. And I'll catch you guys later. Bye.